abstract art generator using JavaScript. So if you have watched part 1 in the last video, I have coded in JavaScript up to now, and this is where I have now. So all it does is that it generates a picture with 10 random rectangles colored in a random way and of random size. So you've got this big one here, it's turquoise, and you've got this tiny red one if you cannot see it, and another one that's fluorescent green. So it's pretty cool, and I'm gonna refresh and it generates like that. And so now this is what I have right now in JavaScript. You've got your setup here, which setups the canvas. I have set it to 900 now, the size of the canvas in pixels. And I have a function that generates a random rectangle. So now what I'm going to do is try to make another randomizer that generates random polygons. So it can be a hexagon, or like a random nonsensical abstract polygon, and they can intersect. It's made out of lines that can intersect. So that's my goal. So let's try that. So before I even do something, let me start cleaning up my code. So I have this random value here, a random generator that generates a random color or something, a color value. But now I want to create a randomizer that that generates a number from 1 to whatever number. Instead of repeating it, instead of hard coding that, I will just make another function that generates random number based on a parameter. So this function, it generates random number from, I think, 0 to 1 to a whole number that's a parameter. So I'll just return this times the max. So it generates, I think, from 0 to max. So let's do that and test my function. I want to make a general random function. And let's call that I printed something. No, I put print here instead of console.log. My bad, I was working on Python for a coding assignment. So, yeah. Whoops, missing a bracket. Yes, from 0 to 9. So it's exclusive. So I can do this because it's exclusive. Alright. And of course I will do math.floor. Random int 256, like that. So that is cool. And I'll just, instead of doing this, I'll do this. I would do this. Alright. this one will, instead of doing this, I could do random int. I can, I think. For the width and for the height. Whoops, typo. By the way, I'm just cleaning up some code before I even do other things, just to clean things up. I know this is not the most interesting thing I'm doing right now, but I'm trying to make my code a bit more clean. And yeah, it's still going. So I'm gonna remove this one, and now let's go with the next function. Now what I'm gonna do is create one, like I said, to create a random polygon. So this one my goal is to create a random polygon with random vertices, number of vertices, where the lines or the edges can intersect. So it could be like a ribbon or a open hexagon or something. I don't know why I said hexagon, but just a random abstract polygon, because this is an abstract art. Let's make it a random number of vertices from up to 10, up to 11. And I am going to do something. I'm going to get the context. Begin path. So I am going to, but first, what I'm going to do is to start creating points where the lines can connect, random points which can connect or something, and then close the polygon. So what I'm going to do is start a path, and then I will do grab a point. I am going to move to a starting point. So what I'm going to do is to move to, and I'm going to input a random value of x and y, which will be a random starting point. So this is what I have, and I'm going to start a point randomly from, it could be here, or here, or here, or here, from 0 to the max width of the canvas, and from 0 to max height of that canvas. So there, let me try to generate a random function, maybe like random point. And I will return an object where x is randint of that canvas width. Whoops, like that. And y random int canvas height. I think maybe I could do that. And now I'm gonna start it. I might use this, but I will see. But I'm gonna move to the X to a random point. Random point, and I'll move to random points. Not X. Random points. Dot Y. So that's my starting point. So anywhere on the grid, on the canvas. So I'll do that. Just put it up here. And I'm gonna create a for loop. Let I is 0. I will be as long as number of vertices and increase by 1. And I will do maybe draw a line. I think line 2. And first of all, I'll make another point. Make a new point. Generate another point. And then line 2, this guy here. So it will draw a line to the next point and keep doing that until context dot close path. I think close path. So it will close the polygon. So now, hopefully I didn't fluke it. I'm going to call random polygon to see if anything happens. So I'm gonna remove the rectangles for now because I want to see the polygon. Test this. Nope. Cannot access random point before initialization. So we got an error. That's not good. At line 35. Okay, so I'm back. And I renamed my variable. And I'm gonna try to fix this because I happen to mess up with the naming because I accidentally named a variable with a function. So that's not good. And so I happen to rename it with an auto namer with a VS Code naming feature F2, and it accidentally named the function. And so I happen to not do it. So I see no polygon here, so that's not good. Maybe I have to stroke it or something. So I don't see any polygon. Maybe I should have stroked it. No, it didn't happen. Maybe maybe the color was black, so I should have maybe do it to white or something. So it's probably black. So I am going to now set the color to remove that. I'm going to set the color to white. Now context dot style, I think it's stroke style. Equals, maybe let's do red for now, so and make it different. Oh, remove that, and I see one line, so I maybe done it. Maybe it's probably one vertex. So it happens. And there you go, look at that. I made a random polygon that is ambiguous. That's a weird abstract shape. It doesn't have to be a regular hexagon or pentagon or something, but a random polygon. So let's fix it. Let's add 3 so that I don't have to draw so that in the case where I don't draw a line or any weird shape or a 2D object. So the number of vertices must be at least 3. That includes the vertex. So the first point is the first vertex. Counts as a vertex, so the number of other vertices must be at least 2. And let's name this to 9, so to make it 11 max still. And look at that. That's one polygon. And there's another one. It's a triangle. And you got another one here. Another one. Another one. Another one. So this is one thing that I've done. It is really, really cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make it so the line width is randomized. Let's set it to 10 and it's thick. And now I'm going to do random int from 10. So, and that will be +1 because it's 0 to 10. Look at that. 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 It's thin. Look at that. It's really thicker. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And look at that. This one's thin. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so that's cool. So I don't want it to make it only red. I would like to make it randomized color. So let's create a new function that generates a random color. I know I've created it here, but I want to do it in another function, as another function, to make it make it more cleaner, because I know that in the future I'll be reusing it. I'll be generating a random number every time. So let's do it. And I'm going to return this guy here. Red. Random int. Random int. Random int. Return. And I don't think I need this. And where do I go? I think I'm going to not use this. Instead, call it here. returns that. And now I will do it so it calls that and returns that and give you these colors. And I'm gonna try to generate more rectangles so that I make sure it works. And that's not good. Oh yeah, the same issue. My variable name was the same as the function. No, and here, color that red, color that blue, and then it's just another session of cleaning up my code here. Here's some paper sounds to keep you into it. There you go. Rectangles, and on top of that, there is the little polygon or something. So, things are starting to heat up a little bit. Now, I am going to apply my color thing. Applied here. Stroke style. Stroke style. This guy. Like that. And now I have rectangles and that polygon, which is so cool. So, as you can see, I am going to remove this. So I just want to see the polygons. And let's bump up the size. Put it to 25 to make it more thick. And there you go. This one. Look at that. Purple. Look at that. Thick and pink. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, by the way. Look at that. A green Illuminati triangle. Look at that. A sand green fish, I would say. Looks like one with a fin here. Look at that. Brownie. It's like Mountain Dew mixed with Doritos to make a triangle. Look at that. Some pink shape from the unknown. Look at that. Random, whatever, airplane like anvil. I like to call these random objects or something because based on what they look like. So this kind of looks like an anvil. Alright. And now let's do a for loop that generates a random rectangle and a random polygon. So like that. Whoa, look at that. It generated so many pictures. Like you got rectangles here and you got polygons here. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is create an array with functions as references containing a reference to a function. So let's do const. No, let's do const random generator random generators. Let's name it for now. Because these will store a function reference to functions. Random polygon. rectangle. It doesn't matter which one you name it first. Random. And random polygon. So these are the two functions that I made so far that generated random rectangles and polygons. And now what I'll do is make a loop that both generates that either generates a rectangle and or a polygon by random, and this, it will pick a random function from an array, from this array, and call that. So I'll do const function choice alg choice equals random generators. Oh, let's name it algorithms. And pass in a random int to the length algorithms dot length. So what it does is it's gonna call this array and pick a number from 0 to the length of the array. And then call that. So as you can see, it generated both rectangles and polygons of a weird shape. So, and let's tweak that a bit to make it less crazy. Maybe put it here 6 to make it 8 max. I'm trying to find a way to make it so it's gonna be rare for larger polygons and more common for smaller polygons. Like, there's more of a chance to create a triangle than a polygon with 12 sides or 12 vertices. So there it is. Look at that. You can see a color scheme. I like this color scheme actually. And you have rectangles and you have polygons. So this is what I have so far. The change I've added is another function that adds a polygon, and this one creates a random rectangle. And what I've also changed is cleaned up a little bit of the code in terms of random functionalities. So I could call a function that generates a random point anywhere on the canvas, and a function that generates a random color, so that when I reuse this, it's gonna be a lot easier than just calling it over again, making random numbers and making my code a bit more messy. So that's what I don't want. That's what I'm trying to avoid. It's not good to have like really spaghetti code unless you want delicious spaghetti that tastes really good. But you cannot eat spaghetti code. You'll have bugs in spaghetti code more that are harder to find, and you gotta really find them. Alright, and another color scheme. Alright, so this is the end of part 2. I hope you did enjoy this. It looks some more interesting. I really enjoyed coding this part because you can see it's becoming more alive. It's becoming more lively. So if you got your tingles, please drop a like. It will be greatly appreciated, and it makes these videos easier. It makes these videos more reachable to many people. And yeah, I have not decided which one algorithm I should use or make for part 3 because I am planning to add more algorithms to improve this project, to enhance this project, to not only give you random rectangles and polygons, but other shapes. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video.